National Poetry Month, and 4 of my books are poetry. When I grew up, I wanted to be a sailor, sailing on the sea. Or maybe a teacher, or maybe a singer, or maybe a preacher, or a steeple bell ringer. You can be all these things, my mom says to me. You can be anything that you want to be. Just follow your dreams wherever they lead. For life is a tree, and your dreams are the seeds. When you're young, you can dream of being anything. An actor, an athlete, a rock star, a king. Whatever I wish for, no matter how hard it seems, I share with my mother, the keeper of dreams. And I kind of like to read that poem to young people because it talks about what we can dream of being when we grow up. And you know something? Ever since I was your age, I wanted to be a writer. Ever since I was in 2nd grade. In fact, I wrote my first book when I was in 2nd grade. It was called Tubby the Pig on the Moon. And it was a 20-page book about a talking pig and his friends who built a rocket ship and flew to the moon. It's kind of a silly book. It wasn't a very good book. I mean, it's probably a pretty good book for a 2nd grader. But it kind of showed even then that I knew that I wanted to be a writer. And kind of my dream has always been to see my name on the front of a book. And I feel very blessed and fortunate that that's happened. Let me ask you, how about you guys? What do you dream of being when you grow up? Anybody have something to share? One thing I really like to do is work with young readers and writers and kind of encourage them to develop a love of reading and writing poetry. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to talk a little bit about poetry and get you guys to write some. Classes that have gone before you come with some really creative things, and I'm sure that you folks will come up with some really creative things too. But rhyming is one of the first things that we think of when we think of poetry. Let me share a simple rhyming poem with you. And this is called No Boys Allowed, and it's from my, I'm sorry, this one's called Don't You Tease My Sister. It's from my No Boys Allowed book. Don't you tease my sister. Don't call her silly names. Don't push or punch or make her cry. Don't leave her out of games. Don't you tease my sister. Don't try to make her sad. Because when I see that she's upset, it really makes me mad. I know I tease my sister. That's normal as can be. But if you tease my sister, you'll have to deal with me.
We're here today at Rupert Elementary School with Principal Matt Moyer and one of our alumni, John Micklos. Writing is a very important skill that leads to academic success and leads to success in the business world. John, what brings you here today?
Well, I'm here today as part of National Poetry Month and here as a visiting children's book author and poet, working with the children on learning about poetry and writing some of their own poetry. And actually one of the good things about that is that although poetry is kind of a specialized writing skill, the things like word choice and getting your point across in very succinctly, all the skills that you use as for writing poetry are skills that also work very well for any type of writing and will stand you in good stead when you're doing standardized tests or any type of writing in your future.
Well, John, tell us a little bit, you are an alumni of Pottstown High School, and several years ago you were inducted into our alumni honor roll. Tell us a little bit about your career. What did you do after you left Pottstown?
Well, I spent 30 years in educational publishing with the International Reading Association, which is a nonprofit education organization. Most of that time I spent editing their membership newspaper. Recently took early retirement buyout about a year ago to pursue my other love, which is writing children's books. I've written 16 children's books to date, and I'm hoping to do more now that I have more time to devote to it.
Well, I know you've been in with several of the classes already. What's the individual challenge or excitement that you find in the classroom when you're working with youngsters?
I just really enjoy watching a youngster's face light up when they kind of get it, when they really create something and they take pride in what they've just come up with. And the kids have come up with, we've had free writing time for 15 or 20 minutes. Kids have come up with some amazingly creative acrostic poems, rhyming poems, story poems. It's just really fun to see them get so excited about writing.
Okay. And it is a challenge at every level. It is very interesting to me to see the creativity and the imagination that youngsters have. Just recently we had the McDonald's writing contest, and youngsters had as their theme, if I were a superhero, what power would I want? And it was very interesting to see the reasoning behind why they wanted certain powers. And much of it dealt with wanting to help other people. It was extremely intuitive of them, I thought.
That's great, and that really ties in with what I've seen too, because in the last class, one of the 4th graders wrote a poem, a kind of what-if poem about what if he were a scientist. He wanted to develop an interdimensional portal, and he was describing in the poem all the different ways that this would benefit humankind, which I thought was really inventive and clever and just
When we were in high
Excellent.
school, did they have interdimensional portals at all? Or did they even exist?
I'm not sure we even knew about three dimensions when I was in high school.
You know, Mr. Moyer, the principal here at Rupert, Matt, I know you worked very hard to make this program happen and to get John into our schools, because he's not only here, but he's going to other schools in our district. And I know you have also something planned special tonight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're just really excited to have John with us and wanted to get the most out of our time. So he was gracious enough to be with us not just today, but also this evening for Family Poetry Night. So we're going to have sessions set up. We have teachers running some. John's going to run some. And all focused around poetry, because April's Poetry Month. And children love poetry once you get into it, and they see it's beyond just rhyming words together. There's so many different types of poetry, and to see their creativity, as John mentioned, is just outstanding. So we're really fortunate to have someone who's a real live author here, someone who's published real books, and on top of that, someone who's a Pottstown graduate. So he's just like the boys and girls here at Rupert, and someday hopefully they can grow up and be like John and be an author if that's where their area of interest is.
Right, exactly. And Matt, I know that, as I said, you did a lot of work to put this together, and particularly the piece tonight. How does the event that we have tonight, how's that infused with our outreach communities and engagement?
Well, we're engaging all of our parents, and our parents have been invited. And here at Rupert, we've been very fortunate to have great showing at our family nights. And every year in the fall, we hold a family activity night where we have sessions similarly set up. And this spring, we were planning on doing one anyway, and it lined up perfectly with Poetry Month to just focus everything around poetry. So we're wrapped around that theme tonight with a similar idea of getting families in the door. We provide snacks, we provide sessions for them, prizes for them to come out. And the families really here at Rupert, we're a big family. Staff and students and parents all working together. And the parents feel that way, we feel that way. So we open our doors in the evening, and it's going to be a great night tonight. We're hoping with this spring weather that we have that we're going to see a ton of families out this evening.
Matt, you're to be congratulated, because this effort, along with a lot of other things that are being done at Rupert, clearly are designed to engage our community, engage the parents in the learning process, so that we're all partners working together. And I want to commend you for that. And John, it's a pleasure to have you back. This feels pretty good for me in one respect, because I'm in between two former students. In another way, I feel a little bit old, but I want to thank you for coming in today, and we're looking forward to coming into the next session.
I'm delighted to be a part of this and to have the opportunity to share this time with Rupert's young writers.
Thank you. We're here at Pottstown High School today for a very important signing of the papers. 3 of our young student athletes have committed to going to college. I'm with Corey Hueber, who is committed to going to McDaniel College, Elijah Jackson, who will be going to Pottstown University, and Rashad Lighty, who will be going to Delaware Valley. Guys, now that you've made your decision about where you're going, how do you feel?
I feel more relaxed and looking for better things to come when I go to college.
Elijah, big decision for you. I know you thought about a couple different schools. How do you feel now that the decision's been made?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure lifted off of me, much more relaxed, and knowing where I'm going and my family can come see me.
Well, Corey, it sounds like everybody's pretty happy that they've made the decision. And now, as you start to prepare to get ready for next year, what are you looking forward to in college? Besides going and partying, what are you looking forward to in college?
Definitely looking forward to a new atmosphere, and definitely meeting a bunch of new people and starting a new time.
Have you thought at all about what it is that you're interested in pursuing while you're there?
Yeah, I want to pursue criminal justice to hopefully become a cop after college.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want to do.
Okay, well, that's great. Elijah, what are you thinking for the future?
I probably want to be a physical education teacher or in sports, something with sports management, something like that.
Okay. You could come back and be a phys ed teacher at Pottstown School District?
Yeah.
Okay. Rashad?
I was thinking about being like an FBI agent or a detective. That's what I plan on doing, protecting the world.
Okay. Criminal justice, again. Okay. As you start to think about getting ready for college now, how do you feel you are prepared? What makes you feel like you're prepared to go to college? Because that's another big jump for you now. Elijah, what gives you the confidence to feel like you're ready to go?
Knowing that I have people to back me up just in case there's like something that happens, and knowing that the coaching staff at Pottstown and the people up there are actually caring and they care about what I do. So going into that makes me feel more confident about going to school and stuff.
Okay. Rashad?
Yeah, having people that push me and keep me going, like my parents also and coaches there at Delaware Valley, that they're going to push me and make me come better. So,
Corey, do you think that you feel academically ready, prepared to go?
Yeah, definitely ready to pursue my goals and dreams. So definitely ready to go out there.
If you came back next year to talk to some of the members of the football team, and I guess maybe that we ought to point out that you were a football player and your letter of intent was to participate in football. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. What would you be telling the team right now about getting ready to make that next step that you're making?
I would definitely say study as hard as you can and definitely put more preparation into college. Start researching it now, find out where you want to go, and definitely put more time into looking on where you want to go, because it is a hard process and a long process, and it's also tedious. It takes a toll on you. It's stressful.
Right. Okay. Well, Elijah, we didn't say this before, but I think everybody guessed, looking at the difference between the two of our heights, that you probably are going to play basketball there.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
So, same question. What would you be telling the underclassmen now who are getting ready to step into where you're going?
Like Corey said, just look into it, get information, know what you're getting yourself into before you actually just go ahead and just sign with anybody or just do anything. Just know what you're doing before you get into it, and make sure you have people there that can back you up and help you.
Well, Rashad, while in high school you were a standout football player and outstanding wrestler. What words of wisdom would you want to be leaving for the underclassmen?
Make sure you always put education first. Education always comes first, then everything else come afterwards. Just make sure you have people on you, positive people around you, because that can always affect how you do.
Well, guys, I want to tell you what, the Pottstown School District is proud of the three of you. You've distinguished yourselves not only as athletes, but more importantly as students and good citizens. And we certainly wish you the best of luck and hope that you come back to Pottstown once you graduated and help build our strong community.